right, guys, so we're out here on google.com and we're going to go to creditkarma.com and we're going to go to creditkarma.com. Many of you have sent in emails to me and you've asked about how to get a good credit score. I'm not an expert on this, but I do have a very good credit score. I know how I got my credit score, and I'm just going to show you. This is a free website that you can go to. If you have not signed up for it, you definitely need to sign up for it because it's free and they have a lot of great information. So I'm going to go ahead and go to it. We can get started. All right, and it is Credit Karma. Okay, so when it comes up, you're going to see all of these items. You'll see Experian, Go Free Credit. There's a lot of different places you can go to get information on your credit score. Not all of them are free. So this particular one is creditkarma.com and it is free. This is what comes up. You'll see it has my name up there, Michelle Jenkins, and I'm just going to go ahead and log in. And when it comes up, you're going to see different things across the top in regards to the actual category. So my credit score right now is 834. Like I said, I have an excellent credit score. And I'm going to show you how you can accomplish the same thing. Now, it is not a quick thing, but you can get your credit score to a higher level on your own. You don't have to pay anybody to do it, but it may take a little work. It is not going to be done in 30 days, 6 months. It's not going to happen. Can you move it certain points in 30 days or 6 months? Absolutely. But it's not going to be huge jumps, with it when you're making these adjustments. So when you look up here, it says it's showing TransUnion and Equifax. If you don't know, there are three different credit reporting places: TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. All three of them collect information on you. Now, one of the things you have to understand is it will not be the same on all of these platforms all the time. And the reason for that is when they actually get information sent to them, when they post their actual information, there's a couple of variations that will make it different on these different platforms. Right now, mine is the exact same for TransUnion and Equifax, and they usually are for these two. But as you can see, Experian is not reporting on here. So if you want to find out what your credit score is on Experian, you will need to sign up on their site. It doesn't cost anything either. You can go ahead and sign up on their Experian.com and you can find out what your credit score is on that platform. Another thing I want you to know is that not every company reports to all three of the platforms. You may have a place that, say, like Belks. Belks may only report on Experian and Equifax, or they may only report on TransUnion or Experian. It doesn't matter, but you do need to know what your credit score is on all three, just in case you're missing something, meaning you want to know what's happening on every credit report. If there's something bad, you want to make sure you're monitoring it. If someone has stolen your information, you want to make sure that you know that it's happening. So you always want to know what your credit report is and what your credit score is. On creditkarma.com, you get free information. So let's take a look at what's on this site. So when you come on, like I said, it shows you your credit score. There's a lot of different things on here. If you kind of scroll down, we won't get into those right now. Let's just go across the menu so you can see what's up here. For overview, you have dashboard and show and score details. This is the dashboard that we're looking at. If we go down to score details, it's going to go in a little bit more in depth on how I got this credit score. And this is how you can learn how to improve your credit score, by going on here and understanding how are things scored for what you're doing. Just so you know, which is common sense, your credit score is only a representation of how well you are at managing debt. One, you don't want any debt, but for you to have a good credit score, you're going to have to accumulate some type of history around debt. Now, it doesn't have to be bad debt, and bad debt is something that you are not paying off, or you have more that you owe than you're able to pay for. That's bad debt. Good debt is if you actually purchase something on your credit card, but you pay it off the next month. And oddly enough, it might actually be better not to pay the entire amount off because you want to establish that you can pay on time. Sounds crazy, but it is true. And for example, what that means is, let's say you buy something and it's $100. You can automatically pay that off if you have all of that money. You don't have to wait and pay the minimum amount. That minimum amount might only be $15 that you owe. Some people just pay that $15. Other people, they just pay the whole thing off before the bill actually is due. It just depends. But doing different things like that is what causes you to have a better score. So if you look at mine, you see over here it says see what's changed, and you click on it, and it's just going to give you information. So October 11, I didn't have a score that changed. October 10th, it said that I went down 2 points. October 3rd, went down 2 points. So it just shows, that actual range that's on there. But as you can see, regardless of whether it went down 2 points, whether it went up 2 points, I'm still in excellent shape. Um, Another thing you can kind of look at, which helps you, is if you scroll down, it shows you all the different things that impacts your credit score. And, red, yellow, green, red, bad, stop. Yellow, okay, something's going on, you need to correct it. Green, you're good all day. So if you look on here, it says my payment history. This is a high impact on your credit score, meaning if it's a high impact, if you do anything bad in this area or semi bad, it's going to cause your credit report to fluctuate in a negative way. How much of a fluctuation that, I don't know. Um, and I don't know if there's a obvious way to know that if you miss a payment, how many points your credit score is going to drop. I don't know that answer. But if you look down here, this is what I mean where you can track this information. So payment history, it says I have 0 late payments. In the green, you got to be 99% or better. 98%, you're in the yellow. When it gets 97% or lower, you're in the red area, which is a major impact. And then it shows you over here what you need to know. It says a single 30 or 60-day missed payment is easier to recover from, but can hurt your score significantly. What does significantly mean? I don't know. I don't know how, but it means point droppage. A 90-day missed payment is more damaging. After 90 days missed, payments can become charge-offs and be sent to a collection agency. I can automatically tell you now, if you have a collection agency, your credit report is looking very bad. Can you recover from it? Absolutely. You can recover from everything. You just have to have a plan in place and understand how it's impacting you. So right here it just says I have 100% on-time payment. If you go over here and it talks about my credit card usage, it's saying I'm using 2% of my available credit card money that's available. And you can see down here it shows $136,025. That means out of the credit cards that I owe, that I say owe, but own, out of the credit cards that I own, I have the availability of using $136,000, but I'm not. I'm only using $2,700. And one thing that you need to know is your credit report is updated at different times during, the actual month. So you could have already, or I could have already paid this off, and I'm at a point where it's not showing it yet, but it'll show it on my next thing. One of the things you need to know is I pay my credit report off every month. My credit cards, I'm sorry. I pay my credit cards off every month. And it'll show you on here. We'll go into that. Derogatory marks, like they say, they're good to avoid because they can stay on here 7 to 10 years. Derogatory marks could be collection agencies, bankruptcies, anything like that that are major. And it says down here, since debt collectors need to have proof that their info is accurate, you should dispute a collection if anything's off. And you actually can. You can write a letter to the collection agency. If something is incorrect, you can write a letter to them. It is their responsibility to respond back to you. Same thing with the credit reports. You can write to them to say, hey, this isn't correct. They have to respond to you. If they don't respond to you within a certain time frame, that has to be removed. That is part of the information. And right here has got debt collectors can't keep calling you, know your rights. And that's why I say this is a very good site to come on, because you can learn all of this information about what they can and can't do to you. Because just because you owe them money or owe someone money, they can't harass you. That is against the law. Down here, see if it's worth negotiating your debt. And that is something that you can actually do. I will tell you though, if you owe money on a credit card, and I can't remember what the statute of limitations is. It's different on different things, but if the statute of limitation is 7 years and it's getting close to that 7 years, and you're in a position now where you actually have money, you're like, okay, I am tired of this. I'm going to call them and pay them off. Or I'm going to pay something on it. You got a little money and you're like, okay, I'm going to pay them $20 or $50. Not a good idea, because if you're close to that 7 years, once you call and you make that connection with them, they now can reset that 7 year clock. So if you're getting close to it, I get it, but just let it go and let it fall off. So that's something good to actually know about collections, public records, credit age. This is something that it's really weird. They only count certain types of cards. Like for instance, I do have a card, like a Sears card I've had for 20 some years, but you see it's got average year of open accounts. They average the amount of years that you actually have across all of your cards. So the more cards you get, as far as newer cards, the amount or the age of the years that you've had it is going to go down. Because let's say you had one card and it was 20 years, but then you get another card, you haven't had that card a year. So now they have to divide that time between those two cards, and it brings that time down, which impacts your overall credit score. Does it really matter? No, it doesn't to me. But some people may be trying to establish credit, so this would impact their credit score more than it would impact mine. Now, if you look at where it gets into the green, it's at 7 years. So by this time next year, this will be green, for me. I really don't care because I have such a good credit score as it is. I mean, literally, if you're in the 700s on your credit score, you're doing great. Places that you go to try to buy certain things, whether it's a car or it's a house, a 700 credit score is great. Now on here, 800 is what's excellent, but either way, you're doing good if you're above 700. Total accounts. I have a total of 11 accounts that's open. And when they look at accounts, it's from credit cards, it's from loans. So if you got a car, you got a house, that's two accounts right there. If you have a Belks card, a Sears card, a Citibank card, Bank of America credit card, all of those items are considered credit cards, or accounts rather. And then when you get to hard inquiries, so it says I have one hard inquiry, and this was where I refinance. I actually refinanced last year or year before last. I can't remember. It hasn't been quite 2 years yet. And that's why it's still showing a hard inquiry. But you can have 1 to 2 hard inquiries and still be in the green. The object of all of this is to be in the yellow. The best thing to be is in the green, and your credit score is going to improve. And by reading these different things, you can understand how to improve those. That's why I say you don't need to pay anybody to help you get your credit straight. If there's certain questions you have about what you can and can't do, like I said, I'm not an expert on this, but I have read through these different things, and we can find the right answer for you. I just try to tell people this because I don't want you to waste money trying to get someone that is telling you they can improve your credit score in 3 months. Can they? Yes, they can improve it, but if they're telling you you're at a 500 or a 400 that they can get you to 800 in 3 months, absolutely not. It's impossible. They cannot do that. You are not going to jump 200 some points in 3 months. It's just not going to happen. And this can tell you why it won't be able to happen. Okay, so let's go back to all the way back to the beginning. And what I want you to actually see is, like I was saying, across the top, you got your overview, you got my recommendations, and they're usually going to recommend that maybe you need to refinance or you need to get more credit. And like I said, it's a crazy thing. The more credit you have and not using, it makes the amount of money for your credit card usage go down. So, like it was saying, $2,700 is what I'm using right now on my credit cards, but I have $136,000 available. I can actually call American Express and, oh, well, I don't even have to call them. I can do it through my app, and I can ask for my credit to be raised. If I ask for a increase in my credit by 25,000, well, that now brings up my 136,000 plus 25,000. So now my credit card usage is going to go down. It's going to be less than 2% because I've made my base higher. So it's tricks and things that you can do. But with these tricks, you have to be careful. Just because you have more money doesn't mean you should use, more money. That can get you in trouble, which you already know if you have a very bad credit score right now. But no worries, we can always get it better. All right, so this, like I said, it shows my accounts. Earlier it said I had 11. So this is where it breaks it out for you. So 1,800 of that is on my American Express. 433 is on my Best Buy. This is actual a travel rewards card. I actually play with my travel card and my American Express card to get free hotel points and to get free money that I can use on travel. Like with my travel rewards card, I can't remember how many points I have available now. I want to say it's like 80, 90, some thousand points, but I can use those points to pay off things that I've purchased. Understand, when I use those things, I am not buying things just to get points. I am buying things that I normally use anyway. So let's say I'm buying a birthday gift for my son, or I'm buying some new supplies that we need for the house. I'll put it on one of those cards because I need that stuff. I'm not buying it just to buy it. But when I buy it, it puts points and things into my account. So right now on my not my travel rewards, but my Hilton Honors card, I have over 200 some thousand Hilton Honor points, which if you use those, you can spend 20 to 35,000 and get a free room night. Depending on when the season is, it could be cheaper than that. So if I got over 200 some thousand, that tells you I have quite a bit of free rooms that I can get. Not using them right now because of the pandemic, but they're there and they don't run out. I'm actually a diamond member on Hilton. So depending on where I go, sometimes I get upfront parking. I definitely get free breakfast, different things like that. Some people don't care about any of that. But my thing is, if I got it and I didn't have to do anything extra, why not use it? And so, um, back to this. These are the items that I have money on right now, and I know I've already paid these off, but I'm in between where the actual payment doesn't show. When you looked and it showed you my credit score, it showed you when it was updated. That's the last time they updated your information. So right here it's got October the 11th. I'm looking at my watch. It's October the 17th. So if I made any payments after the 11th, it's not showing on here yet. So that's what that means. All right, so cards, when you go on this particular area, it's just showing you all the available credit cards that you can possibly get. And right here it says you have low balances and pay on time. Find a card that rewards your great credit habits. And like I said, that's kind of how I do my travel card. That's how I do my Hilton Honors card. I'm sure they'll probably show some of these. Well, right here, Hilton Honors American Express. This is similar to the card that I have. I think I have a one step up above this, but either way, it's just showing you if you got this card, your welcome bonus, you get 80,000 points. That alone is probably close to 3 free hotel nights, depending on what type of hotel you stay in. If you stay in top of the line, it's only one night. But if you stand in like a Embassy Suites, that's at least 3 nights right there with those free points. It doesn't mean you have to use the actual card. It's just saying this is what you're going to get. But when you do use it, you're getting 3 to 7 points for every dollar. So it's just a way of actually kind of using the system for you as long as you manage the way that you do it. So that's what cards are for: loans, personal, home, auto loans. All right, so this is showing offers that you have for loans, and 7.9%, and these are all Prosper Upgrade. I don't need any loans on anything. I don't have any debt besides my primary home and my 2 rental properties. Everything else I have is paid off for. But all of this is just great information for you, and it's something that when you come on here, just research, just read. It doesn't cost you anything to learn. So let's go back to the dashboard. And what I want to show you is how they break out your information. Let's go to accounts, and what I want, okay, here it is. So American Express. When I say I pay on time all the time, um, so this is what my limit is on American Express is 50,000. I'm only using 1,800. And so that represents 4% of the accounts available money to use. Now, let's see, report information. So right here, this goes all the way back to 2016 when I first got this credit card. And as you can see, it says you've made 100% of payments on time. 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 20. I haven't missed a payment. Now, the way that I'm able to do that, number one, I'm not spending more money than I have. And I know that sounds crazy, whatever to say that. And when I say what I mean by that is it's common sense, but I have to say it because most people live above their means, meaning they're spending more money than they actually have. Um, when you have to use a credit card because you don't have the money, that's not good. I use a credit card because of the fact that I'm trying to get free hotel points and I'm trying to get free travel, but I could just pay directly with my debit account. And that is the way that most people should do it. If you don't have money that you shouldn't be spending, you need to pay in cash or you need to pay with a debit card. Leave credit cards alone until you get your credit the way that you want it. Once you get your credit the way that you want it, then you can do some of those things. But I just wanted to kind of show you this. And please understand, I'm not trying to brag or do anything like that. I'm trying to help you. I'm just trying to show you what you can and should be doing to improve your credit score if you want to get up to the point of, you know, into the 700s and 800s. I didn't do anything special. I paid on time. I did open credit cards. I've closed a lot of credit cards. If you saw on the other page, it showed you the total amount of accounts and things that I've had. It was 20 plus some accounts. I think it was like 28 or 29, but only 11 of those are open. You should close cards that you don't need. Now, if you have a card that you don't have anything on it that you owe and you've had that card for a while, don't close it, you know, because of the fact of trying to get that average amount of time to be 7 years or more. Your credit score will change if you close an account that you're not using, but it has a long time on it. So you got to play the system. It's all about playing the system with some of this, but you don't want to just have 20, 30 some cars out there. You're not using any of them and haven't used them in, you know, however long, because some of the companies will close it for you automatically. And this is a safe precaution with people stealing account numbers and things. This is stuff that can actually help you. So let's see. Let's see if it allows me. This was the Bank of America card. I opened this up last year, but as you can see, I've paid on time. It will let you know. And if you see something incorrect, write in. Let them know that it's wrong on here. But either way, I said a lot of different things. I hope this is information that can help you. I will go into a lot more detail if there's information that you want, but please set up a free account on creditkarma.com. Look at the information that is saying about you. The other thing that you need to do is to make sure that you get your free credit report. So if you go to annualcreditreport.com, and actually, let me see, I'm going to pull it up for you. I want to make sure you go to the right site. Okay, so annualcreditreport.com, this is it right here. And you can go on and you can request your free credit report. You are allowed to get a free credit report from all three of the platforms. So Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. All three of them owe you free of charge a credit report every year. And so what you want to do is you can go on here, you can request your free credit report. Once you click on that, it's going to go into a page and it's going to ask you for your information. I won't fill it out myself, but I do complete this each year. Now, one of the things about this is the question comes up, do you want to get all three credit reports at one time, or do you want to space them out? Because once you get them, you can't get them again until the following year. So with that being said, with these, what I do, I space mine out, and trying to remember, what I do is every 3 months, I actually request a different credit report. So when you fill out all this information, you know, your first, last name, your birth date, you got to put your social in here and verify it. Then it asks you your current address. If you've been at your current address for less than 2 years, you're going to have to put in your previous address. They want to make sure they have at least 2 years at a set address. And then once you click next, on the next page, it's going to ask you which credit report do you want. And so you'll see 3 spots. You'll see TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. I choose one. So like I choose one this month, and I like to try to get a credit report before the holidays, because so much stuff goes on over the holidays. People trying to commit fraud, people trying to get your credit card numbers, all types of stuff. So I get one in October. And then I wait 3 months So from October, November, December, when January rolls around, January, February time frame, I get another credit report and I'll get a different one. So let's say I get TransUnion in October, I'll get Experian in January or February. And then after January, February time frame, so if you do February, March, April, May, the next one I'm going to get is Equifax. That will be the last one that I can get for that year. And then I have all three credit reports. They should be the same, but like I said, some places report to one credit place and not another one. So getting all three, you can see what's going on, and it takes you through almost an entire year. So if I get that last one in May, the next time I get one will be October, and I can go back to the TransUnion, again. So I just try to space them out like every 3 months or so to get a different one, making sure I get one before the holidays and then after, the holidays. And that lets me know what's actually going on. So I would suggest that you do that. So this is actually annualcreditreport.com. You saw the first screen on what it actually looks like. The other site was creditkarma.com. Go on that site, set up an account. Neither one of these things cost you. So it's free to find out the information. It's free for you to be able to fix your accounts. Let me know what type of questions you may have. If you have a question about, should I consolidate loans? Should I close this credit card? We can look at that information together. I am not charging you anything. And like I said, I'm not an expert. You can read the exact same information that I can read, and it gives you the information about what you should do. So hopefully this helped you out. I was trying to make this a quick video, but I wanted to make sure you got the information. Let me know what you think. Please subscribe to my channel. And thank you again for joining Moncho Publishers, where we live that passive income life one idea at a time. Thank you. Yeah.